Jason. Today we're going to work on your instructional video. We did some tests the other day while we were talking over the phone, and we found out first off that you're a front anchor golfer and you're right in the middle of that front anchor alignment. So the first thing we did is talk about how you need to step into the golf ball. And what I want you to do from now on is get the feeling that you're stepping in with your left foot first. And as you get ready to take your stance, you want to make sure that the toes of your right foot are about 3/4 of the way back from the toes of your left foot. And then you're going to go ahead and create about a 9-inch gap between your feet. So that's how we get ready to step into every shot. Now I recommended when you go to the driving range, I want you to make sure that you warm up with this stance every time you go to the driving range. So whether you're doing it to warm up for a round before you play, or whether you're going to the driving range after you've already played a round and you're going to go ahead and train on the driving range, I still want you to do this drill. So again, you're going to set up, the toes of your right foot are about 3/4 of the way back. That's about where the inside of the heel pad is on a golf shoe. And you're going to create about a 9-inch gap between the feet. From there, you're just going to go ahead and play some golf shots, again, keeping most of your weight on your front foot. You may feel like you're 70-30 or 65-35 in your weight distribution front to back here. So again, you're just going to go ahead and get that feel of standing in that stance. You're going to feel like your right heel's a little bit off the ground, and you're just going to go ahead and play some shots, trying to get the feel of how to maintain that front anchor balance as you play some shots. You'll only need to make half swings or 3/4 swings to do this drill. It isn't designed to make full swings. It's more designed just to keep sending information to your subconscious mind that this is where your balance alignment is, and then you got to learn how to get the eye-hand coordination working with that balance alignment. As soon as you've gone ahead and you've played, say, 15 or 20 shots with this stance, what you want to do is go ahead and play some shots with a little bit wider stance. Now you're going to step in the same way. You're going to step in just like you're going to play that shot, so you have that same balance. From there, you just take a little bit wider step with your right foot and a little bit wider step with your left foot. You're going to notice the toes of your right foot are still going to be about 3/4 of the way back. You will be playing with a closed stance now that you're, you know that you're a front anchor golfer. You've instinctively done that in the past, and a lot of people told you you were aiming way right because your foot line was closed. But the thing that we realized the other day is that we had you stand up, and if you stand 50-50, your shoulders are going to be square to your feet. But as soon as you shift weight to your left foot, your shoulders open. So you need to close your stance down to get your shoulder line square again. Again, it's more important to me that you have your shoulders aimed in the right direction instead of your feet. Ben Hogan was a front anchor golfer. He played his shots with a closed stance. You're a front anchor golfer. You're going to play your best golf with a closed stance. So once again, when you're ready to play some more full shots, you're still going to step in just like you're going to do the drill, and then you just widen your stance a little bit, right foot then left foot, and you're going to find that that's going to keep you in that same front anchor balance. Okay? So the other thing that I saw in your assessment videos, you have a tendency to play your iron, your ball position for your irons too far forward. That was an 8-iron that I believe that you had in the assessment video. What I want you to make sure you do when you're playing your 8-iron is you're going to look it's going to look like your ball position is in the center of your stance or just behind center of your stance. That's going to keep you in a position where you're going to be much more on top of the ball coming into the ball, and that's going to be able to get you to compress that ball, cover that ball a little bit more. It's going to give you a little more penetrating ball flight. In the past, you've had a tendency to get some spinners, and in the wind you've had trouble with that. But when that ball position's way forward, a couple of things are happening. Number one, you're really drifting forward to get into that ball position to get over it. As you do that, you tend to dip. And when you dip, you're closing the gap between your sternum and the ball. And that's going to make you release the club in such a way that you're going to be kind of coming under that ball, and it's going to want to put that spin up on the ball. So I'm going to have you do two things that are going to help you compress that ball better and get better ball flight and reduce those sort of spinny shots that you're losing in the wind. The first thing I want you to do is move that ball position back. So you're going to definitely find that your wedges, your ball position is going to be a little back of center. Your 8-iron is going to be around center, and then as you move up with your longer irons, it'll move closer and closer to inside your left foot, and that's where you're going to be playing your driver position. Well, you actually already play your driver there. So we need to adjust that ball position. The next thing we need to do is we need to learn to get your postural release pattern better through the golf ball. And we also tested you and we found out that you're more of a side-on golfer. If anything, you're a little bit on the on-top side of side-on. And golfers that do that, they're going to have an extension that's much more downward through the golf ball. Instead of extending more out towards the target, they feel like they extend more down and through. Because their extension is more down and through, they need to make room for that extension by first posting up on the left leg, and then as they go through the ball, letting the sternum and the head actually come up as they go through the golf ball. This is what Annika Sorenstam does. She's a side-on golfer. Tiger actually does this as well. David Duval did this. So we see this pattern with many of the great side-on golfers that are good ball strikers, is that the first thing they do is post up on the left leg, and then the second thing is as they're reaching the post, they actually let their sternum come up. So with your iron play, you have a tendency to really dip and stay down through the golf ball. All right? And so we're losing that room. You're not posting up and you're not letting your sternum come up. Now with your driver, even though there's still a little bit of a dip and that knee is a little too bent, through the ball, I still notice that you actually get up and out better with your driver. So on your driver swings, as you're coming into impact, you're already much taller through the golf ball. Now interestingly enough, in your own words, you're a much better driver of the ball and fairway long iron player than you are your short iron player. So, this is one of those things that we've seen. If you can get your postural release better, you're going to improve. And I believe actually this morning you already saw that on the front nine. You went with a new stance and you had a lot of your same tendencies besides the stance that you had before. You remembered that I said you need to extend down through the ball better. And in the back nine, you started getting that extension in the play, and the ball striking improved tremendously. So what we're going to have you do again is once you're ready to make full swings, you step in left foot first, just like you're going to do the drill. From here, right foot, then left foot. Make sure that ball position with your irons is far enough back. As you move into your downswing, you're going to feel about the time that your left arm passes the parallel to the ground position. So right now it's parallel to the ground. Right when you've passed parallel to the ground, you're going to get the feel that you're going to extend your right arm and start posting on your left leg. So extending the right arm and posting on the left leg. Those two things work together. Now, as you get down towards the bottom of the swing, you're going to feel the wrist unhinged. And as the wrists are unhinging, you're going to feel your sternum and your head actually come up. So the first half of delivery is straightening the right arm. The second half of delivery is unhinging the wrist. Okay? Those two actions are happening in a diagonal direction, which is more downward through the golf ball. As your right arm is straightening, your left leg is going to be posting. So trying to get the sense of how that left leg posts as your right arm extends is something that you need to synchronize in your golf swing. Then, right at the bottom of the swing, when you let the wrist unhinge, you want to make sure that your sternum comes up to make room for the final, the end part of the extension. Okay? In your golf swing, you're going to find out that your full extension is going to be achieved just shy of 45 degrees past the ball. So if this is 45 degrees past the ball, your full extension is going to be about right here. Okay? Side-on golfers complete their full extension at 45 degrees past the ball. Covering golfers complete it by about 3 feet past the ball. Since your swing path alignment is right in between those two, this being side-on, this being on top, you're somewhere in here, you're going to find that your full extension is going to be achieved by about this point in the fall through. And you need to make sure that you're getting up in order to work. The upward verticals in your body's action have to work with the downward extending verticals. And that's really what timing is in your golf swing. You're trying to time the sense of the right arm extending and the left leg posting, and then the unhinging of the wrist with the sternum getting up. And if you can time those actions, you're going to find that your ball striking is going to improve tremendously, and your ball flight is going to improve tremendously as well. If you're doing those things well, and there's something going off in your ball flight, the first thing you always need to check is your ball position. If your ball position gets too far forward again, you're going to start getting those spinners instead of really getting the trajectory you want, so that you can play better golf into the wind. Okay?